Are you tired of your zones playing like absolute trash in Madden 25? Are you sick of giving up the sidelines, the corners, and speed outs over and over again? Well, if so, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm going to break down the biggest mistakes you're making to cause your zone coverage to suck, and how to fix these mistakes so you can play elite zone coverage defense like a pro. Let's get it. YouTube, what is up? It is your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com, and today I'm making zones great again. Now, if you don't know me, for the past 20 years, I've been dominating Madden in college football. I've made thousands and thousands of dollars playing the game, and I've helped tens and tens of thousands of other gamers get better at the game, and today I'm helping you. Now, there are several mistakes you're making on defense, which is causing your zone coverage to suck. In this video, I'm going to break down the biggest mistakes and show you guys how to fix them so you're able to guard the flats, you're able to guard the sidelines, and you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole video, because towards the end, I'm going to actually break down my favorite zone in the entire game and how to utilize it. So the first mistake people make in zone coverage is flat out using the wrong zones. Most people have been taught over the years that if you put your flats anywhere from 20 to 30 in your zone drop setting and your curl flats on 5, that you're going to be able to basically defend anything that comes your way. And that is simply not true in Madden 25. So with these type of zone drops, most people are going to assume I can come out of my cover 4, my cover 3, my cover 2, whatever it is, and put a cloud flat out there at 20 yards, and I have the sidelines guarded. I no longer have to worry about these corners or these speed outs, and that is simply wrong. As you guys can see here, even though my zone drop is set to 20, that cloud flat absolutely does nothing. So how can we fix this? Well, the way to fix this is quite simple. Instead of using a cloud flat to defend the sidelines, you actually want to use a hard flat. So the easiest way to do this is if you're in your cover 4, cover 3, cover 2, whatever, literally shade your coverage underneath by hitting coverage audible and down on the right analog stick. This will give you a hard flat. Now I want you guys to watch the difference in the way a hard flat defends versus a cloud flat. Remember, both of these examples, my flat zone drop is set to 20. Now I know a lot of you guys are going to say this makes no sense, that a hard flat is supposed to defend the flat. And yes, that is technically true, but unfortunately that is not how this game works. Hard flats just get out to the sideline much better, and that is the case whether we're talking about defending a corner out or a speed out route. It literally does not matter. So watch here. You guys can see this hard flat literally gets underneath it, jumps it for the pick. This is not fluke. This will happen every time. Take a look at the replay and see the big difference here. So our hard flat, again, zone drop to 20 yards, literally sprints out to the sideline. He does not stand flat-footed in the middle of the field like an idiot. He sprints. Notice, he is sprinting to the sideline. He is underneath the route, and he picks it off. And this is going to happen consistently. You don't need abilities for this. This is just literally a hard flat defensive sideline, much better. Now, guys, the nice part about this tip is you can do this from any defense. You can do this from cover 2, cover 3, or cover 4. In this example, I'm in cover 2. Literally shade your coverage underneath to get hard flats instead of cloud flats and watch the magic happen. Again, I know this doesn't really make logical sense because a hard flat is supposedly supposed to guard the flat, but it actually does a much better job of defending the deep sideline. Just as you guys can see here, we're off to the races for an interception. Now this leads us to our next problem. Next, I want to talk about defending the actual flats. A lot of people don't understand how to take away the quick flat throws because they think that if they have their zone drop set to 5 for curl flats, they're actually going to be good no matter what. There is, just like with the blue flat zones, a big difference in the way the purplish pink flat zones play. So, you might say to yourself, well, I have my purple flats set to 5, so any sort of, purple flat should defend the flats. That is simply not true. In this example, I'm going to show you guys how a seam flat plays and then show you why you don't want to use them if you're trying to defend the actual flats. So you guys can see here, a seam flat just literally gets stuck in the mud and does not get out into the flat. If you're looking to become a better Madden 25 player and win more games, check out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content. You get all my offensive and defensive schemes, ebooks, weekly tips, blitzes, money plays, bombs, and more, I have all the best content available at the cheapest prices available anywhere. Sign up today for as little as $9.95. Click the link in the description. I also pinned it in the comments. Let's win more games and dominate together, boys. This seam flat defender on the right side of the screen literally stands still. He drops to his 5-yard depth and he just is literally stuck in mud. Look at him. He is not moving. He has a flat route coming into his area and he just stands there. So seam flats, when they're zone drop to 5, they do nothing. They get sucked into the middle of the field and they don't react to flats. So if you're trying to defend a flat, never use a seam flat. You actually want to make sure, just as I do here, you use a curl flat. Now watch the big difference in the way this curl flat plays. It is zoned up to 5 yards, but you're going to notice that it does not get stuck in the middle of the field. It actually will run out to the flat immediately and be in position to, pick that off or at least break it up. So now that you know how to defend both the flats and the sidelines with the proper zones, let me show you guys my favorite zone in the actual game. So I want you guys to go into your zone drop setting and put your hook zone to 5. Guys, I promise you, zone drop hook to 5 yards is going to be super glitchy. So I'm going to get back into Tampa 2, but keep in mind you could playmaker these zones as well. You don't necessarily need to come out in Tampa 2. You can playmaker them, the same way. So I'm going to run this play, the cheat flat post, right? Guys, I want you to look at this play right here. John Ross is on a return route. One of the most annoying routes on this game is this return route to Ross. And a 5-yard shaded, a 5-yard zone drop hook zone is going to defend this very, very well. Now, if you have forever, it will eventually get open, sure. But what you're going to notice here is it's covered. It's covered very, very well. And in general, the 5-yard hooks, they just do a great job of defending the quick routes over the middle of the field. Return routes and drags are some of the best routes in the game. And you might could stop them from match, but if you're in zone, a 5-yard hook is your best bet. I love 5-yard hook zones because they defend not only the middle of the field, but they'll actually sometimes get out into the flats as well. They almost serve a dual purpose. So I really like these because you're going to see that they're going to take away the returns, the quick drags. And yes, if someone throws a deep dig, they'll have time for that, but that's your job as the user. But if you send pressure, they probably shouldn't even have that long to make a read. So just watch how this return route is defended right here by this 5-yard hook zone. He kind of gets right underneath that, and if you have a KO there, that's going to be a breakup every single time. These zones are really, really good, and if you bring any sort of pressure so they can't just sit here forever, they're going to just be chucking right at them. You're going to get KOs. Now, keep in mind, if they do throw a post route behind it, that will be open because the hook zones are underneath trying to defend the drags and the returns and even other routes too. But with your user, like here on 45, if I see this, I'm dropping back underneath 84 to get the pick